Hey guys, welcome back to Psalm 33 podcast. My name's Jeff.
And my name's Jeff too. And today we're talking about a cool topic that it's pretty, I don't know, a lot of people are asking this thing in a lot of contexts of worship and stuff. But first of all, what you been listening to this week?
Music.
Yeah, me too. But what kind?
Build My Life, bro. Ever since Thursday.
Oh yeah?
You freaking slayed
Ever
that.
since? Is it the first time you've heard it?
Yeah. Just like came on my playlist one time. I was like, what's this? Nah, but you killed it Thursday.
Thanks, dude. I don't know. This week I've been listening to a bunch of stuff, but if I had to pick one song that I'm really listening, what? If I had to pick one song I'm really listening to, I don't know. I revisited a few United albums
Yeah.
just
The
recently.
older ones are nice.
I mean, I don't know. It's more Christian music than worship music. Some of it's worship
Facts.
music, but I listened to Scandal of Grace this week. But yeah, that's a good worship song.
Yeah, it's pretty good. How's your week, man?
It's been good. We didn't tell them, but like, how many weeks ago was it? A little while ago.
Yeah, we took a long drive to Sam Ash Music Store and Guitar Center.
Yeah, we went to Orange, Connecticut. For those of you who
It's
don't
like-
know,
it's like an hour and a half. Maybe.
is it an hour and a half?
It was pretty.
Did we
deep.
drive
Dude,
an hour
It was
and a half?
pretty far.
It was deep in the woods, dude. I don't think it was an hour and a half.
This might have been an hour, but
Yeah.
it was pretty far.
Yeah, it was fun though. So first we went to Sam Ash. Nick wanted to play an American Jazz Master. That's part of pretty much the main reason we went.
Yeet. I was looking for a drive pedal too, but don't got the funds.
How did you feel about the American Jazzies you played?
Oh, it's pretty American.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. I remember it was actually really funny. We were sitting in there playing guitars, and Nick was like, "Yo, hold this Jazz Master for me while I go look for another like Jazz Master to pick up and play." And I was like, "Okay, dude." And he walked over there, and I'm playing on this Jazz Master, and he comes back with another Jazz Master, and we're just playing. And I'm plugged into this amp, and then randomly while I'm playing, like in the middle of while we're playing, it just goes like the amp just, dude, I
The
have
amp
no idea
blew
what
up.
happened. It just like it went like, it's like, oh my
You
goodness.
was like, oh, you
My-
just turned off the amp.
My initial reaction though, like I was just like I was frozen.
It was weird because as soon as you played the string, it happened.
Yeah, it was like
It was
there
like
was
if you
something
had like
faulty
a
with the
fuzz
wire
on
or
or
something.
something.
Yeah, but it like
you
wouldn't
definitely
stop.
you broke the amp, dude. Because we took off the amp and just walked away and just put everything back. We didn't power it back on. We don't know.
I
if
mean,
it's
it may
broken.
have still been working, but I remember my initial reaction was I just looked at you and I was just frozen.
Yeah.
I didn't think to turn off anything for like a solid 10 seconds, but then we turned it off and it was fine, and then we just walked away. But then we played some acoustics and stuff,
Yeah, I played it like a $5,000 guitar.
and you didn't like it.
It felt so bad
I don't know why you didn't like it.
because it just felt like I was playing plastic. Because it had like the
Yeah, well, I
finish
don't.
on it?
I don't like when they do like I don't know for acoustics. I don't like when they do like really heavy gloss coats.
yeah.
I don't know. It feels cheap. But yeah, so we played some acoustics, and I played.
Oh, we had 5 guys.
Thanks. Yeah, no, cut me off, please. Just kidding. Yeah, no, we had 5 guys, but I was gonna say, I played a Gibson J45, which is like a really nice. It's called the Workhorse like guitar. It's one of the greatest acoustic guitars ever. And I thought it was fun to play. But then
Yeah.
I played the Martin D28, and that was much nicer. Like
Yeah.
that was such a nice guitar. But they have like rusted strings on everything.
Yeah, I hate it.
So
Like, I play some guitars in like Guitar Center, and they just don't feel good because they're not. The strings are just poop.
yeah, they're just like they never change their strings unless they break. So it's like
Yeah. I might just go in one day with like some scissors and just cut up
cut all of them.
strings.
Yeah, they put rusted strings on.
They probably do have rusted strings.
Probably. But yeah, then we went to Guitar Center after Sam Ash. We went Sam Ash to 5 Guys, and then we went to Guitar Center.
And then we went to the fish store.
We're not going to talk about Guitar Center.
No, well, I mean, Guitar Center is just.
But what did you like better, Sam Ash or Guitar Center?
Sam Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot more guitar. And
Yeah.
just more gear.
Yeah. I also feel like Sam Ash like has like Guitar Center covers all the bases, but like I feel like Sam Ash has like more of like the weird stuff you wouldn't find in a Guitar Center.
Yeah, I feel like Guitar Center is just for like basic stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
like
you
they
go in
cover their
there-
bases, but
You don't see, I never see it like more than one jazz master or just any
yeah,
jazz
that's true.
masters.
Yeah.
Not a lot of Fenders, just your basic Strat and
Yeah.
Tellies.
It's like it's a much wider variety with Sam Ash.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we went to the fish store cuz Nick is are you still you're still
I got my tank set up. Just gotta find some fish.
Nick is building an aquarium.
Yeah.
Just randomly, he turns to me in the middle of the car. He's like, "Yo, I really want some fishies." I was like, "Okay." So we went to this pet store and we were looking at fish and
Yeah.
So yeah, he's come a long way. We got how many gallons is your tank?
20.
20. Yeah. So how many fish are you gonna put in?
1.
Just one massive
No,
fish.
I was thinking
It's a
of just.
sperm whale.
I was thinking of putting like, Blastoise or something in there.
Okay. But we have some comments, or we have a comment from
Yeah, guys, please comment more.
yeah, to be frank.
Yeah.
No, but just like I don't know, just give us some feedback. Tell us,
Yeah.
ask us questions. We love to read it on the podcast. We had a question this week from an anonymous user
Amen.
asking if we listen to anything other than worship music and jazz music, which is funny because like
Yeah.
I literally don't listen to jazz music.
I listen to there's a little bit of jazz, but I'm like feeling kind of goofy, but like feeling kind of quirky. But
But yeah,
Yeah.
we don't really listen to jazz. I mean, maybe Nick does in his free time.
yeah.
He sits on his bed, turns on a little bit of jazz, and just
Yeah.
zones out. But but I don't know. I don't listen to jazz. I don't know. I listen to like I listen to I don't know, indie alternative. If you guys are like asking, like indie alternative rock and like I don't know. What do we listen to?
Dude, we listen to a lot.
I mean,
of
it's
them.
easier to. It's
I
harder to
listen to a
narrow it
lot.
down to a genre.
I don't listen to a lot of trap.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know like a lot of people listen to rap music. But
yeah.
it's just freaking
That's like the
trash.
scene right now. I guess is like
Yeah.
how many Drake lyrics do you know by heart? But like,
I listen to like, I guess some.
I mean, obviously we
it's
listen to
not-
worship music.
It's like alternative rock, but like kind of with an '80s style to it,
yeah,
with synths and such.
yeah, yeah. Like
Some
retro.
bands you could go check out are Young the Giant, Foals. Also, Anne of the North is freaking insane.
Yeah, she's good.
What are your favorites?
Yeah, I like Foles, Young the Giant, Coldplay.
Yeah,
Some of the 1975 stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know. I also like.
I like tropical house music.
Oh, we like John Mayer.
We love John Mayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen to classic rock sometimes when I'm feeling classy.
Feeling edgy.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's kind of
but
like.
definitely when I'm playing basketball, my bros, I'm listening to trap music.
But that's probably like I don't know. I guess to narrow it down, probably like a lot of ambient electronic stuff, but also a lot
Yeah.
of
Not like dubstep.
not dubstep, but like meaning like alternative music mixed with like ambient
Yeah.
electronic stuff, like indie and yeah, that's kind of like our jam. But today we kind of just wanted to talk about there's a big topic like we thought we'd dedicate the whole podcast to kind of talking around. A lot of people ask when they're leading worship, why aren't people singing?
Yeah.
And like I just feel like a lot of times like when people aren't singing, we have to like think about a few things. Like I think sometimes we can get so wrapped up in, oh my gosh, why aren't people singing?
Yeah, it's definitely a distraction too when you're up on stage and you don't hear people singing back to you. You get kind of
Well, not to us, but
well. to
yeah, I know what you mean.
Jesus.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, sometimes we can just get wrapped up in it. Like, oh, like
Yeah.
are the words not on the screen, and like we get
Yeah,
distracted, like
Uh,
stuff like that. But yeah, I think we can just get like so wrapped up in that, and I think there's just a few things we have to like slow down and really just like think about for a second. Mostly just first point, we have to identify where the people we're leading are at, Meaning we have to put ourselves in their shoes. Like, imagine, people, has to do with our youth group and with church. Like, people come to church and they've worked a long week. They've had school for a long week.
Tired. Especially at youth group, people come. I know some of the leaders come after their jobs, and some people come after like doing homework from school and stuff, and they're tired.
Yeah, we just have to realize like people have busy lives, and like to come to youth group, like to begin with, they might not be in that attitude of worship yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Also, it might be like just like a new church with just new people in the area in the building.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
they're nervous. They don't want to sing in front of everybody.
Yeah, that's really true. Like, yeah, when you have new people come in, especially if they don't know anyone around them, like, and that's also, they're kind of feeding off of, like, they're kind of feeling it out too. Like, I know when people come into a new church, it's like how do the people, like, that's a big thing. Like, how do people like worship here?
Yeah.
Like, because there are more conservative churches, and then there are like the outgoing, like gospel churches, like jumping up and down and stuff.
And there's the concert churches with strobe lights everywhere.
That's us. No, just kidding.
Nah.
But
Our strobe light is God.
but yeah, just like, when you're coming into a new church, you're kind of feeling out the congregation, like just kind of figuring out, okay, like they're not like off the walls here, or they're not dead asleep here, like,
yeah.
and I think they're like, conservative worship is just as much worshipful as, bouncing off the walls worship. You know what I mean? Like, it's no less. You know what I mean? You can be just as excited.
And I guess also that's why you have youth leaders in the congregation, because then they set an example for people.
It's
there.
true. Yeah.
So if they're new, they're just like, dude, is it chill to like sing right now?
Yeah, and we're like, yeah,
dude, sing it up. Just lift a shot and pray.
But that also has to do with like, it's sometimes it's hard for people, like we're saying, new people. It's hard for, I think, anyone to worship with you and sing with you, depending on the songs you're singing too. Meaning, like, if you're singing really intense, like really complex melodies that people can't grab a hold of, like things that aren't like, I don't want to use the word catchy, but you know what I mean? Like, if a chorus, like if you're really thinking about like where the words are going next in terms of notes, like, it's hard for people to sing with that if they're all over the place on like different notes and stuff like that. So, just kind of evaluate what songs you're singing. Like, if you're singing a hymn with 14 verses and they're all different melodies, like, it's going to be hard for people to keep up.
And if you're playing just like mostly the hype music, people won't sing during those songs.
Yeah.
Like, they're jumping around.
Yeah. They'll be out of breath. How are they going to sing when they're out of breath?
They're just trapping out with their bros, dude.
How can you sing when you're just moshing and headbanging in the pit? But yeah, so you just kind of like think about that when you're putting a set list together. Like, we want to invite like our youth students and our congregation. We want to invite them into a place of worship where they can just focus on worshiping. And like, if you're putting crazy songs in that are really hard to keep up with, it's like it's gonna be hard to focus on worship.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's another reason, like, people won't always, when we think, why aren't people singing? It's because of that. Also, we have to evaluate that the keys we're singing the songs in.
Yeah.
Because,
I don't know how to do this, but Ewan sets the keys most of the time. So.
Yeah, but I like to think that I have just like an average range.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm particularly high, and I don't think I'm particularly low. I think I'm in the middle. So anything that's really hard for me to sing is going to be probably most likely really hard for people to sing, especially guys, meaning girls could probably sing it, but it's going to be hard for them to sing. So, if you have a Whitney Houston on your team and she's like ripping high notes, like, it's going to be a little hard. But
I've been in a church that they've had a singer like that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of awkward when she's just laying out those ranges and I'm just sitting there like, hey.
You're like, but
I'm a father, I love you, Daddy.
but yeah, so just like calm down with the keys, you know? Or even like, I don't know. In my opinion, key changes have no place in modern.
Yeah.
It's just like, what's the point of
Yeah.
changing the key mid song? But I guess, you know, that's not really it.
Unless you're Chris Tomlin. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. He's allowed. He's allowed to do anything he wants.
Yeah.
He's above the law. But also another thing, you know, if you want your people to sing, don't introduce a new song. Like don't have a set list where all the songs are new.
Yeah. Keep it.
You
Keep
know?
it familiar. You know.
Yeah, familiarize your people with the songs that you sing. Like, if we want to introduce a song into youth group, we usually play it like how many weeks in a row?
Like 4.
Like 3 or 4, just
Yeah.
to like, because people will grab onto a song if they really like it. They'll
Yeah.
grab onto it, and you know, it's
Yeah, and as like a guitarist or a musician in a band, it's kind of hard to do that because you're listening to the song so much you get tired of the song.
yeah.
But you just have to think of like how someone in the crowd is gonna hear that song maybe the first time.
Yeah,
or
it's
they just
true.
really that's their favorite song, so
Yeah,
you gotta go with it.
it's so true. It's like when if you ever just turn on, do you ever go on Spotify and turn on like a worship playlist made by Spotify?
No, I don't trust it.
No, I kind of know like what artists I like and stuff,
Yeah,
but sometimes they'll put a song like in the playlist and I've never heard it before, and I hear it for the first time, I'm like, this song is incredible.
really?
Yeah, and like or like I'll listen to like other playlists that other people have made.
Yeah,
And stuff that I wouldn't necessarily listen to straight away because I'm like, you know, we all have our favorite artists, even in
Yeah.
worship music. We have
Yeah.
our go-tos, what we like to listen to. And we like to click on them and, you know, pick out the singles that they put out and
Yeah.
not listen to a full album or something. Whereas someone else may have listened to that full album and really taken a song out of there that they really like.
yeah,
So like I love doing that, like just finding what other people really love, and like I just go through them and see which ones I like.
yeah. I also like just asking like my friends at youth what song they like the most.
Yeah, it's
I
true.
do that sometimes.
But yeah, so you kind of figure out like depending on the group you're leading in worship, like you kind of figure out what songs people like pretty quickly. Yeah. But well, like it's not like we're not playing new songs.
Yeah,
because
we
we're-
play like we'll play like 1 or 2 of the same songs for like 4 weeks, but we'll have a new song in there
Yeah.
that we
Especially now
gradually put
because
in.
like just over the past year we've been building our bank of songs that we play.
Yeah,
So like we probably introduce a new song each month
yeah, I'd say so.
in amongst with songs we've already
Then again,
sung.
we have people in our church that have been coming here for a while, so they know most of the songs.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so
It
you
is
gotta think
true.
about that too.
Yeah. And then, you know, a big thing, like something really simple that we just look over a lot of the time is maybe people aren't singing because the volume is too low.
Or it's too loud.
Yeah.
They can't like focus.
That's true.
Maybe the drums are too loud.
yeah.
Maybe the bass is too loud.
Yeah, it's true. But like, I just know like a lot of times people aren't singing because they're just like, it's so quiet that they're scared. Like
Yeah.
people get self-conscious.
Yeah, fast.
Yeah. And they don't want to be heard and stuff like that. When obviously it's not what it's about, but it's, you know, it's
Well,
normal for that to happen.
we all feel self-conscious.
Yeah. It's a normal thing. Like, until you, especially if you're new, because until you get comfortable with that group, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now we're going to go to our sponsor. We're going to take a sponsor break. So here we go.
Hey guys, this episode of the Psalm 33 podcast is brought to you by Tick Mike.
Tick Mike has developed a 100% organic formula to fix your tick and mosquito problems. However, not only does this product work on tick and mosquitoes, but it also works on all exoskeleton insects such as gnats and spiders. But don't worry, this product is completely safe for children and pets and will not harm bees or butterflies.
This spray comes in the Tick Mike hose and spray bottle, which is a bottle with a child-proof nozzle on top that connects to your garden hose. That's it. Just plug in and start spraying. 1 bottle covers a half-acre of land, and 2 bottles will cover a full acre.
Tick Mike is currently offering you guys $10 off on every bottle. If you guys are interested in this amazing product, head over to tickmike.com. That's TICKMIKE.com to purchase your first bottle today for $39.99. Thank you, Tick Mike. And guys, we have a second official sponsor of the Psalm 33 podcast now. We're super excited to introduce a company we really love and we're really supporting, Church Clothes.
Looking for some great Christian apparel? Check out churchclothes.com and get some today.
You can follow them on Instagram at Church Clothes. That's at CHURCHCLOTHES. And you can get a discount code for your very first order.
These are my church clothes.
Thank you, Church Clothes. And thank you, sponsors. I just love saying sponsors, plural, because now we got two. Yeah, super exciting.
Bless up.
Yeah, for real, bless. But now we're going to continue talking about what we were talking about. We kind of talked about identifying the people that we're leading with. Now we're going to talk about analyzing the size of the group you're leading. Because how many people do we lead worship for on Thursday night? Probably like 20 to 30,
Yeah.
right? I don't know. It's different. It's very different from leading on a Sunday morning.
Yeah. How many people are there Sundays?
Between 300 and 400.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't seem it because
I don't feel like
it's a big room.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like for our setting, it's very much more intimate, I guess.
That's true. Yeah, we're all in our group. We're all pretty close. We've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
So you get this really spiritual in there.
But yeah, just like if you have a group our size, 20 to 30, like I guess the difference is like it works for our kind of style of being broken down and acoustic
Yeah.
because it feels very like intimate and like I don't know,
Well,
more engaging.
we do that for Sundays too. If you don't have for the Sunday evening, we don't have a lot of people there, so
Yeah, right.
we do a broken down set.
Yeah, it's true. Even if because we have a cycle of leaders for Sunday nights to take the prayer meeting.
Yeah.
And it's usually just them. And like if I'm on, I'll like sometimes when we do youth takeover, I ask Nick and them. But usually like if it's just me, I'll just have me. Sometimes it'll just be me. Sometimes I'll ask a singer. But yeah, it's usually pretty broken down because the prayer meeting is usually 20 to 30 people as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so it's much more of like an intimate setting for youth, which is kind of great in a way, just because we get to, with our style of music, we connect more, I guess.
Yeah.
Like in our praise to God, we just kind of like connect more as a group.
Yeah. We don't want to be too distracting too.
Yeah. It's true. If we had 20 to 30 people and we had smoke machines and like it'd be so weird.
Yeah.
It'd just be so off-putting. But like, yeah, and that's part of because our group is smaller, we're closer to our
Yeah.
I mean, we could call it our church family, even though it's our youth family, but like,
Yeah.
we're close to them, and when we're not worshiping, when we're off stage, we're spending time with them. And
Yeah.
but yeah, I feel like the closer you are to your group of people, the more you're gonna get out of your worship time.
Yeah. And going off with like singing and stuff, if you're close to the people in there and you're singing on stage, they won't feel really self-conscious about singing because they
Right.
know you.
Right. Yeah, that's true. And that comes with being, like our youth family trusts us. Like there's
Yeah.
like I remember Sam said it. If you guys remember in I think it's episode 3, interview with our youth pastor. If you haven't listened to it, go back
3 or
and listen
4,
to
yeah.
it. It was a great episode, but I remember Sam said something about, that's the difference between, if like some people do like worship through YouTube videos, there's something about having someone there that you can trust and connect with. And there's that trust you put into someone that you're trusting them to lead you into worship,
Yeah.
and it's great. Like when you know that person personally, it's kind of weird. Like if you
You
ever
have a connection. That's the thing.
It is, yeah, it's true. Like if some random kid in our youth group came for the first time and he was our age and he led worship, we'd be like, what?
Yeah, we'd be like, who is this kid?
Yeah, we'd be like, there wouldn't be that.
That's why,
trust.
I don't know if Ben does this for a church, but some churches, they don't have you leading at the church until you've been there for like an X amount of time.
Yeah,
so that
right.
You're in the church family and people
Yeah.
know you.
Yeah, it's super important. That also leads us to like, when you trust your worship leader, you feel more comfortable and you can enter into that state of worship and stuff. But and then eventually, like, you're not thinking about it at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're not, when you're comfortable with your worship leader, you're not thinking about,
Yeah.
oh, is he gonna do this? Is he gonna mess up here or whatever? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like when it's a new person, we're always scoping him out, and we're like,
That's true.
"I-
Yeah, we're looking at like what he's doing up on stage.
is
and
he is he
critiquing everything
yeah
he's
is
doing.
is he as good of a worship leader as so and so? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, we kind of do that. It's just like our human nature.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's super important to be close with your worship leader, and that's super easy for us because we have a small group. But then another big thing is, after your time of worship, before and after, we have to start doing this more because, we're growing with you guys, and like, we're the first to admit we don't pray before every single time we play.
No, we don't.
We
usually-
should.
Yeah, we just go ahead and start.
Yeah, I mean, we're in an attitude of worship during practice as well, but we really should pray more, and it is because it is important to pray before and after. I think just more of praying after worship, and I don't mean like on stage. I mean after youth group is over. Like, there needs to be that time of like, where we pray and we say like, thank you God for bringing us into that time of worship, and I also think, as well as praying, there needs to be that rest for like our team and stuff, because I feel like sometimes we love after worship to, we're the next day is Friday, it's a school day for us or whatever, but I think we have to have that time of rest and prayer, and just like, because otherwise everyone's going to get burnt out if there's no rest. Like, if you're so busy to the point of like you're not able to practice for Thursdays or Sundays.
That was me. I couldn't practice because I'm busy with tennis and stuff. But
Yeah, right. Well, but that's also a thing that's not like a permanent thing either. But I mean, like, just being so busy where you can't even rest during any part of the week because you have worship.
Yeah, you got to cut some stuff.
Yeah, you got to cut some stuff out. You got to, like, even if it means, hey, I got to take, like, I know because you've been busy with tennis, you just said, I got to take this week off worship. That's important.
Yeah, I made sure I told Ben ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's important just because, obviously give your leader, like, give him the heads up. Don't just call out the day of, you know what I mean?
Oh, dude, I forgot.
But like, that's important because, like, people, like, worship ministry, like, you can really burn people out if you're asking them to do every single
It's
week.
time
and
consuming.
It is. It takes a lot of time if you want, if you want it to go as planned. Like, you got to put in.
It gets stressful too because you got to go up on stage and you got to learn.
Yeah.
And you got to, there's anxiety or like,
right.
Are you
if you don't know your song.
Yeah.
but yeah, so there's got to be that time of prayer and that time of rest, and otherwise you're gonna get burnt out, and you're not gonna. We should enjoy worship ministry. Like,
also take a break and like actually go with the congregation and worship.
Yeah, that's super important.
And then maybe you get to hear something that you've been missing.
Yeah, I know. Like I saw Phil Wickham post like a few weeks back. He posted like just sat in worship with my wife and kids for the first time in like however many, like probably like 2 or 3 years, I think he said.
Yeah.
And it's like he's being asked to lead worship at churches every week.
Yeah.
He doesn't get a break. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's his job too.
Yeah, but that 1 week he probably appreciated so much that he got to worship in the congregation with his wife and kids. Like, that's so important.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's also like there can be that separation.
Yeah.
If you don't have a small group. Like, our group, it feels very much like intimate and like family.
That's true, yeah.
But I feel like if you're leading worship to a really big group of people every week, you can kind of feel separate from the congregation a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. Because of the big crowd.
Yeah.
You don't really get to like single out people.
Yeah. But yeah, so, just take that time of prayer and take that time of rest. And then the last thing is just take advantage of those, like, during your worship time, those like special moments, like those worshipful moments.
Yeah. I know Ewan goes into some bridges sometimes.
Yeah, just like, if you really feel that like the Lord's doing something and in that moment, and really, trying to, like if you really feel like he's speaking to people's hearts and you can see people are really in that state of worship, take advantage of that, don't. And I don't mean like, don't try and spark up emotions in people. But
you would usually, because he usually goes into like a song that everybody knows. And everyone's like, "Oh yeah, dude, love this song."
But but like obviously, don't try and spark up like emotions in people, because that's not our job either. That's completely the Lord's work. And I don't think emotions are wrong in worship. Like, I think it's there's nothing wrong with getting emotional. Like it. There are things that it could get emotional.
It's the Lord, dude.
Yeah, but like, we can't make it our job. You know what I mean?
You can't make it. Yeah, you can't like force it upon people.
Yeah, that's
to start
not for
bawling
us.
their
That's
eyes
when
out.
things get wacky. And, you don't want that.
Kinda quirky.
But yeah, so just like take advantage of those moments, and I don't even mean on stage, like even like for our youth, like we have trips like during the summer a lot. We'll have a lot of trips and stuff. Like, when we did, was it the pool party last year?
Yeah, that was fun.
And remember we played like a few worship songs, like.
Oh yeah, we gather around the campfire.
Yeah, and like it sounds cheesy, but like
those are the best times.
Yeah, those are
man.
so fun. Like take advantage of those moments, and time where your youth group is in like a full fellowship mode. Like we were just having fun and like playing in the pool all day, but then at the end we kind of wrapped up. We played some songs around the fire, and that was fun.
Yeah.
But that's kind of just what we wanted to talk about. Do you want to add anything? Or?
Pray for me, y'all.
Yeah?
I got the tennis tournament on Thursday.
Oof.
So I hope I win. There's this one guy that just beats me all the time. But
oh, really?
hopefully I can beat him.
Yeah. All right.
Prayers up.
Okay, well, thanks, guys, for listening to what we had to say this week. We'll be back next week with a banger pod.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening.
Wait, is next week the last for the season 1?
Oh,
It is.
it might be. I don't know. I got some talking to you to do off podcast.
All right, guys, we're gonna go talk.
But
See you later.
We'll keep you updated later, guys.